wasn't a trip for just one person. They were taking, whoever needed to go, and they were dropping them off at Walmart in Rockingham, and then they would go on to Moore County and do what needed to be done down there, and then they pick them up on their way back through. So I just want to make sure that you understood it wasn't just a trip to get somebody to Walmart and bring them back. They were actually dropping them off on the route as they went through, going somewhere else. And the amount of time that they took to finish whatever was being done there, when they came back through Rockingham, they would stop back by Walmart and pick up the people that they dropped off. And now, as I understand from the citizen, they are no longer doing that. I would like to like for the manager to kind of get to the bottom of that and get it back in place if you can. Well, not if you can, it needs to get back in place because we have a lot of citizens that depend on that.
I'll meet with Tanya and see what the story is and see if we can get it cranked back up.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this time, I wonder if there would be a motion to recess until our budget workshop.
I think Mr. Cottle had.
I want to mention.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
I would like for the board to look at the possibility of implementing in public appearances to the board, limiting a time to 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most. I don't know what the policy would be.
I think that's an excellent point. And I would like to suggest we make a motion, I make a motion that for appearances in the future, we limit the presentation to 10 minutes.
I'll second that.
You certainly can do something like that. However, some presentations will mandate more than 10 minutes. I do want to remind you, the chair has the ability to stop a meeting, and the commissioners have the ability to stop a meeting at any, at things of that nature, especially when it becomes what you deem as disruptive. Mm-hmm. Okay, if it is, it can be quite nerve-wracking to have to do that. Sometimes I don't want to let y'all know y'all have the power to do that, and that's in anything. It's y'all's meeting, and y'all's business dictates what's going on.
If we made a 10-minute policy, would we then also have the authority to extend it if we felt necessary?
I would suggest not doing it, but of course, you can always extend it, but why have a policy if you're gonna do it? What I would say is, if you don't have a policy, if you see someone that comes in and then they get off the track, like bring the karaoke machine like we've had before, you can stop that. You can, that's stuff that's happened. You can stop that. A lot of times when you make a rule for yourself like that, you hurt some. There's no way you could do somebody who was in here talking about budget or something like that in 10 minutes, or someone who's going to build a school, build a jail, build a courthouse or something like that in 10 minutes. So of course y'all did the motion also.
I think one of the things that comes into play here is the fact that if it's an agency and it's official business that they're presenting is one scenario, and none of them are the same, and it's kind of difficult to set a time for those. But in the case where somebody is not a business or anything like that, it's not anything official, then it falls back as what the attorney said. It's up to the board or the chair or somebody to kind of take control of that, especially if they already made their statement of what their issue is, and then they keep going on and on and on. So it's just one of those things that you'll have to kind of do it on a case by case basis. Would be my thinking, but it's up to the board.
Would the board want to make a motion to have a limit of time?
I think we do.
I think we do as
not
well.
to put it on the chairman, because then you're going to get into the fact where you just don't like him, so you ask one fellow to leave, or one person, or one group.
We have a
That's
motion.
the purpose of being the chairman.
We have a motion.
That's what
We
the
have a
chairman got to
second.
remain neutral.
Yeah, I know, it's hard to, when you feel like we're needing to defend it.
All right, I will amend my motion. Limit the presentation under appearances to 10 minutes, and the chairman would have the authority to extend it by 5 minutes if necessary.
Okay. And the chairman will also try to be a
Would you
little more
consider
disciplined.
5-minute intervals?
How would that work?
if someone comes in at 5 minutes and say, hey, look, we will still hear some stuff. I mean, I was just saying, but it'd be up to that. I was just saying, just in case on the outside chance that somebody comes in and you want to, I just hate to cut somebody off on something that we had to have, but
I think
I'm just
it'd
giving my opinions, that's all, I was just advising, that's all.
be up to the chairman to redo the 5 minutes, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll second that motion that you amended.
So,
I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
can we just finish this one right quick though? Do we have a motion, we have a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye?
Did he amend the motion that you can
Oh, yes.
continue, but what is the motion?
Yeah, let's say,
The motion is to limit the, presentations under appearances to 10 minutes, and the chairman would have the option of extending in 5-minute increments.
okay, is that?
Thank you, Mr. Mims.
Okay, so based on that, we have a motion from Commissioner Gatewood,
I'll
second Commissioner Cottle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Right.
Okay. And I do acknowledge to the board that I need to be a little more disciplined myself in trying to not drag it out, so I'll take that into consideration for my own self.
This motion will help you.
Okay. Okay. So at this time, if there's nothing else, would there be a motion to recess this meeting until our budget workshop on February 15th at 6 p.m. here in the boardroom?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Gatewood, second by Commissioner Little, and Commissioner Smith, Cottle, and Mims, and I say aye.
Aye.